Favor, away!
Good evening, or afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another Critscast production. We're going to be going over the Respawn League Season 7 Premier Semifinals tonight of Reckless Rascals versus Batsoup Paraphernalia. I am Michael, joined on the mic with me tonight by Luggnuts. How you going, man?
I'm doing pretty well, Michael. How are you?
Yeah, going good. We're right at the end of the season, semi-finals here. Winner goes to verse Red Pandas in the grand final, and the loser will bow to the season in third. Already up coming through. This is, for anyone who has just joined us, Respawn League Season 7 semi-finals of Reckless Rascals versus Batsoup Paraphernalia. We do have about another minute before the action is going, and with that time, I want to chip in on a little bit of what you said there on the exquisite factor. Right? A lot of people recently have really been hyping him up, and I feel like that has happened a lot, several times over the past few years, mainly with Pandas dominating. The Australian scene. They've won, they've won 14 out of 15 seasons, dropped 2 maps in that amount of time. I'm pretty sure they have a 99% game win rate. They've lost 2 games out of 200 plus at this point. They're the golden standard. Exquisite. I've been watching him over the past few seasons. I can't say that he necessarily does anything special. He does his job on the team, and I feel like he is a little bit overhyped in my eyes. I think him and Regia, they're very close, but they're very different. So it's a difficult battle to really kind of judge. As we are going to see the doors opening here. You've got Regia doing a strat that I like to do a lot of, just, Fist of Steel on the cart. It opens up your Scout and Engineer to really take ground on the map, although on this map, it's not that important, because it looks like Reckless Rascals. They have gotten the house for free as Batsoup. They've decided to go really far back here, so we're going to be seeing a really late Uber exchange here, I imagine, at the back of the point.
Yeah, I mean, really, Reckless Rascals just taking a lot of space forward on that card area, and although they've dropped, a bit of players to the sniper missed, especially losing the SVS there, they are just getting this solidly forward. I mean, getting it all the way up to the point, nothing really hindering them, no matter how many side players, I guess, they really lose here.
Yeah, I think, Mister's spawned again. Hydra's spawned. They've taken second for free in 49 seconds, and if they want to look at taking the hill here, with all the stickies cleared from Bird running the detonator, that's actually really good on this situation. All of the stickies from Daz, it is actually. Hang on, Daz on... Okay, Meth isn't actually even playing for Batsoup here. It is Daz on Demoman with Precious coming into the Scout. Not much of a change, as Daz is definitely a demo player, but the Ubers were traded, and I would say that has gone in favor of Batsoup here, losing time on the side of Reckless Rascals, trading Liquid Alchemy, or Liquid on the Pyro. But this entire time, Regi's just been on the cart, doing what he needs to do. He's bought so much space for his team through the tunnel, because they can't commit deep into the tunnel with the cart being that far forward. Zeus is... where is Zeus? I just saw him somewhere.
There he is, runs combo. They're peeking up over the hill right now, looking at time.
Good shot on the time, makes him fall back to get healed. And that's going to be the big thing, is... The Ubers, I'd say they're probably going to continue going in favor of Batsoup until Reckless Rascals can get a pick or make something happen before the Ubers are traded. And that kill onto Andy Rue is definitely something that could make the difference if Hydra is able to get a pick here.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's kind of interesting here, how the butting heads and combo isn't working too well for them. But I mean, yeah, it's around to the pick classes, especially for a map that's, pretty enclosed like this one on this point. And honestly, this Uber trade again seems to be going in the way of Batsoup.
Yeah, it does, but Spade coming in with the bomb will kill Shaky. So that is going to be Uber advantage. Hang on, hold my breath, as I do see Togo's taking some damage here. I believe he does get out. Yeah, it seeks refuge with Mist in the house, so this should end up being a reasonably sized Uber advantage, about 40%? Yeah, about 40% in favor of Reckless Rascals, so I imagine they'll just build that up steadily, manage to push through, although Tokos is not getting the help from his team. It's close to about 30% now, but on this map, on this point, as long as it doesn't fall anywhere below like 10%, I think they'll be fine. And Hydra getting in, causes panic, doesn't get a kill, but it's going to throw them around. The meds at the fall back, and Regia just kind of dying on the cart, doing nothing there.
Yeah, interesting that they chose to sort of push that forward with the 2-player advantage that they'd gotten from the picks. Even though they do have Uber Edge, you'd expect them kind of just to wait it out. But no, they tried putting pressure on. It wasn't fully successful. They got the precious pick still, but yeah, I mean, it looks like it's again just resetting to use for the Uber advantage.
Oh, Andy Rue should not have gotten that Spade kill for free. At least should have had his own life traded as he whiffed 2 stabs. And that's going to be even Ubers, although I say that the trade's coming through from the tunnel. But again, it's just not going in Reckless Rascals' favor at all. They lost everyone in their combo, except for Tokos, I believe. Daz very low though. Daz falls at the end of that fight, and time is still up, although time is in the crosshair of Precious, who does kill him. Turris on the cart does die. Reg is coming in now, back to cart duty for him, and the heavy on the cart in a situation like this with players down, this will be the second point getting capped for Reckless Rascals, and what will end up being about 4 minutes. Yeah, there we go, 4:15 Luggnuts, so we'll need to see what they do for this third push.
Yeah, really interesting that they actually, even though they sort of had the worst out of that Uber exchange, with Mist dying in the middle of it as well, they did just keep the pressure on and manage to push it over. And now, again, we're looking at even Ubers, but with Daz dead, that should allow Reckless Rascals to actually get quite a lot of space up here before they need to butt heads with the combo.
Yeah, and I think it's going to need to be a combined effort here. Regid does die on the card, but you've still got Taurus and Shy down there making their effort to go forward. Daz has spawned, and it is a very close spawn point to the defense of the red team, so he is back in the action already. And that's us. Mist. You took the words out of my mouth before I could even say them. Mist needed to make something happen there, because the sniper is pretty much the only reliable way to break this point. With how far everything is, like, all of the high ground for blue team is in a really bad spot, and Tokos actually gets forced here. Knocked down to about 10 health, and I don't think he's living here. He's behind the batsoup Uber, although he gets a sandwich, I think. Regia losing his life for it. As Tokos, though, he stays in a little long, but is with Bird, though, so he should be in fine hands, as the Ubers will even up here.
Yeah, back to an even Uber situation, and again, like you said, really kind of waiting for snipers to make things happen, especially on this point. Mist has traditionally been really confident at the winning that sniper v sniper fight, but right,
oh no,
Tokos dying there. My goodness.
Andy Rue found the perfect position and just got the stab. Bird was just a little too far away there, and that's really going to open things up. But regardless, Reckless Rascals, they pushed the card up really far forward, but the tricky thing with this point is that that hill, although it was a lot worse before, it is it's a slope. If you don't get it all the way up and get off the cart, it will fall back down, and Regia, along with Bird, has managed to push it forward. And even with the heal disadvantage, they managed to get the kills and get that cap 6-19 with the third point capped. And with the pace, yeah.
Sorry, yeah, this is again what we're seeing, that even with sort of that initial favourable pick and, you know, a pretty good control over the situation going into it, they just lose to the constant pressure that Reckless Rascals are able to push onto their cart.
Yeah, it's just like the difference in Highlander experience between these two teams is really shining in these situations. A lot of teams in that situation, if you have a lot of Highlander experience, or even only Highlander experience, not necessarily a lot, but you'll see less mistakes like that coming out, as you've got Mist trying to make an angle here across that far left, but he's just watching that left-hand side, trying to make something happen now with Hydra, eliminating the threat there, getting the kill onto Rohan, and he's swinging wide as Mist, but he needs to be careful. Zeus is alive, and he doesn't know where he is, although he's found him now. Shots being traded off, but they're just deciding to sit here now. Andy Rue does fall, so there won't be the spy threat for a little while, as Hydra, he's looking for a second on the Precious, will get it and back up, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, finally the advantage is coming out from the picks onto Reckless Rascals, but immediately answered back by batsoup paraphernalia as they take down Time and Taurus. So not really able to get too much done on that, but the Hydra and Mist both combining, getting kill onto Froggy and Exquisite. Now we should see the gun going down very quickly. And with the player advantage on the side of blue, I mean, this looks like it's probably going to be going much more favourably for them.
Yeah, although you say that Mist and Reg are both going down, Turris as well as the Ubers are being traded on the point. You've just got time in this Uber, and it will be Rohan finding the pick on the Tokos at the end, and time should die as well here. Rohan doesn't whiff these, although he nearly does, and he should get Hydra as well, who's on fire on the low ground. So very good defense there coming out from Reckless Rascals. They managed to pull that out. It really looked like it was going in the favor of Rascals there, so batsoup, good job to bring it out. As we'll see, it looks like teams are going to go to the same hold. Rascals taking that far left outside, hoping that Mist can get something. With batsoup just, getting the gun onto the box, so it's a little hard to spam. And just waiting for that Uber trade.
It definitely seems like I called that a little too early. They did get bullied out of there. But going back into it, like you said, gun being set back up, level 2 now, looking pretty solid for them. Picks are coming out on the side of Reckless Rascals though. It seems like their pick class are having much more success on this point than they were previously.
Yeah, and I like that from Hydra J, just uncloaking behind the door, knowing that a pick there isn't really important. It's not going to net them anything because that gun is up. Some damage was dealt by his team, he sapped it, got the kill, and because of where Froggy is deciding to build it, it is a slow build. He can't just continuously whack it. There is a bit of a delay in the jump. It also means it's really difficult for him to break it because he, can't just sit in it, he needs to jump. So he's opting to keep it at level 2 here. Is he actually... I think he is going to look at bringing it to 3 or maybe just before level 3. Oh, well, he's doing nothing now as Mist finds a nice shot, and I imagine this will trigger the push. Hydra... Yeah, so, what's he going to do?
Well, interesting seeing that actually last time they got the pick on the engineer just before the push as well, but it didn't seem to go out too well for them. They didn't even get the sentry gun down until quite a while after the push had started.
Oh no. Tokos. He dropped. Andy Roo. He's having a lot more impact than Hydra this game.
Andy Roo was actually discovered by the Pyro there, was flamed, and still managed to get the stab on Tokos in the middle of that.
Oh no. I didn't see it happen, but... Yeah, I'm shocked that Andy Roo is having as good of a game that he is now. Not because of anything that Andy Roo does, mainly because he's against Bird. Like we said, probably definitely, fundamentally, probably the most complete Pyro player in the country right now. But yeah, she's just not kind of making that space around her medic that we'd normally see. And Tokos has been in really safe positions here. Like, I'm not sure what he did there to get killed. But he's been staying on this roof, and I just don't see how Bird could have let that happen. But they're going far left now, with Spade falling. Bird as well. Did Bird fall off the cliff?
I think so, maybe. Could that have been, like, knocked back from Rohan's rocket, maybe? Something like that?
Yeah, the rocket or the gun. Because Froggy has been spamming the sentry rockets there, so I'm thinking maybe it was a bit of that.
Froggy has been really, really good with his guns all this map, you know. I mean, he is one of my favorite engineers playing at the moment, and he just keeps showing it every single game he's in. You know, just getting, he got the force earlier onto Tokos, now pushing players off there possibly, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely one of the, a real all-rounder player I feel like Froggy is. Like, I don't see him excelling at one particular class, but he's at a really solid level for, to my knowledge, about 5 Highlander classes.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, and that's something invaluable. He is a merc for this team. But yeah, we'll go into that later as Ubers are being traded out here. Tokos, though, he's getting blasted around so much by Liquid. And that Uber is going to accomplish absolutely nothing. Daz will fall to Mist, though, at the end here. Tokos is very low. Precious on him. Rohan will find the kill. But Time, he's decided to push in regardless. Eats a lot of damage. And will have to back up. He's on 11 health here. He can't do anything in this fight, or he is going to die. And that seems like it's going to be another defense made successful by batsoup. They're doing really well on this last point.
We say this, but they have just lost Rohan and Zeus, and Reckless Rascals is known for their really good pressure, but Andy Roo sneaking into the stab onto Time just as they're about to push.
It's just, yeah, like they should be favoured on this map. It's their pick. batsoup previously hasn't really been good on this map at all. They lost their official to it against the 4th team that they rolled in 2 maps last week. But they're having a really hard time on Rascals here, defending last. Turris Mist both falling again. We have a minute 20 left on the clock here. And if they can't push this to, like if they can't cap this last point, it's really going to spell trouble for them. This is their map pick. They're going onto a Koth map next where, especially if batsoup are playing the way they are now, they're really heavily favoured on it. So we'll see what happens. A minute left, Ubers aren't even, and they do come out. Luggnuts take it from here.
Well, yeah, now the Ubers are coming in. The gun is trying to be focused down, but it's not. It's just being kept up by Froggy the entire time. Even the spy interference wasn't really able to get it down. And now just aggression from batsoup just crushing Reckless Rascals as they try to pull out of that.
And I mentioned that Froggy's gun, it has a downside of it's not easy to protect. You know, it's up on the box. The engineer can't easily remove a sapper if it is sapped. It's a really awkward spot, but it works both ways. Time stickies, he doesn't have a lot of space to actually put them there. You need spam from 3 players, as is happening now, to kill the gun, and they'll do it, but you've got Andy Rue down on the side of batsoup. Zeus has just come up, and players are being traded. Exquisite, really good positioning there to get the kills on the cart players. But he's just not being healed enough. He has to fall back a little bit. As Liquid Alchemy, he's doing a lot here to reduce the amount of spam coming into Exquisite. And with a near team wipe coming out from Reckless Rascals, and an Uber on Uber as well, they will stop it at third.
I mean, among all unexpected results, that is definitely what I'd say is one of them. I mean, the players on batsoup were just popping off the entire game. Those Uber exchanges just went their way so frequently. As long as they didn't drop, too many players in the post and just get re-pressured, then they were able to hold really effectively on all the points. And just it showed so much on the last point how even when Reckless Rascals tried to get in that, famous post pressure that they were showing, I mean, they just weren't really having the effect they wanted, especially with the pick classes and Yuru coming out right on top, just getting the crucial pick seemingly every single fight.
Yeah, I think it may be a little easier for Bird here, right? Just because, it's defense, you're not moving around as much. Aniru is really playing well tonight, but it is very difficult to make plays onto the team defending because they don't need to move. They don't need to, move forward, fall back. They hold the point. If they're going to lose the point, they will Uber. And I'm interested to see how hard Rascals fight here. First, it's not an easy point to hold, but it's by no means a hard point to hold. If you commit your team properly, you can get a lot of time on this point. And as gates open, I'm interested to see if they maybe do the same thing as batsoup did and just give it up in a minute.
Yeah, interesting. Exquisite's not really going on the cart. Wouldn't really expect him to. He's more of a combat-focused forward heavy. So we'll actually see if they try to keep the momentum going here, maybe in a more traditional sense, and try to win the team fight before they actually get the cart over the point.
Andy Rue trying to make something happen again. He will die. Expected from the angle he was trying to uncloak from an Exquisite. He's gone very far forward and he's eating his sandwich in the tunnel right now, but outside of the space that he's making space, but that's it. Regia went back, dealt with him easy. That's just, I'm not too sure if maybe he got a little eggy there. I don't know. I'm not too sure what the goal of that was. He could have stayed alive and actually wrapped on the hill once the point was capped, as we do see Reckless Rascals. They have decided to give it up. They got about a minute again. I think that was about another 50-second time, so seems to be the norm for the teams at this level. And we'll see how they end up on the defense here. The Uber did end up coming out from... Oh, Shaky dropped apparently. I completely missed that.
Right. My goodness, yeah, that's really good flank play coming in from... So it got caught around with the team names. These teams always get me turned around.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of these players have played with each other in the past amongst the Highlander classes, but Spade going in there for the drop. So that's really going to set things up for them. Andy Rue is going to have to pull out something. He needs to be careful though, because like we said, defense, Bird, she's a very good pyro, just, regularly, but on defense it's very hard to get past her. Daz will fall while trying to make something happen. Missed here, finding his groove, and we'll see how long Rascals can defend the second point rather. This is where teams really make their defense on this map.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this map could be a case where, hey, we could see a full hold here, right? It could be pretty heavily weighted to the defense. I don't entirely know, since I haven't seen too many games on this map, or played too many games on this map, since this is one of the first seasons it's coming back in a while to Australian Highlander.
Yeah, definitely. As the Ubers are traded and practically nothing happened at all, just space, not even space really, just damage, although at the very end of that, Engineer and the gun of Shy do both fall, so we're going to see how hard Reckless Rascals commit to this. The conch actually came out from Spade. I really like that call. Liquid getting blasted back. He will escape through the tunnel, but with Regia and Thyme both locking down that entrance from the tunnel position, we are going to see Rascals continue to hold this, but the pressure is unrelenting from the side of batsoup. They're really coming through here, trying to make it happen, and Andy Ruby's going for something on the Thyme here. Will he get it? He's actually... Oh no, he decided to go for Tokos instead, misses the stab on the Thyme. Had too many options and just got greedy.
Yeah, I mean, that attempt from pressure with batsoup was very similar to exactly what we saw at a Reckless Rascals when they were on attack here. Didn't go too well for them. Batsoup seemed to push it down really well, having Regia just peeking into this tunnel, just getting that spam through to stop them getting forward onto the cart. I think especially Regia's just got exquisite number this map, as he's a fan of surprise plays, and Regia's just been keeping an eye out for him.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like I said at the beginning, Regia, Thyme, Bird, they're all very stable players. Shy doing a really good job keeping the gun alive, really great play there. As it will get back up to full health, Bird claiming the reflect kill onto Rohan as Turris will die to the mini sentry in the tunnel, and Precious again making a lot of pressure on the cart. Froggy will die for it, Precious will escape, Mist does die though, Andy Roo finally getting his mark on the defense. And this is going to try and make it happen here. Exquisite going forward in the tunnel to try and make some room for Precious on the cart. But Regia will drop down, claim the kill, and force Exquisite back. As 60% Ubers for each team, but a lot of players down on the side of Reckless Rascals. They will give it up with 2 minutes left. If they can... Okay, so the way this is going to work. If batsoup push to third point in the next minute 53 seconds, they win. If they cap blast at all, they win. Reckless Rascals need to make sure this does not get capped in the next 100 seconds, and also needs to lock them out on one of these points.
Yeah, and that's one of the really hard things when you don't get that last point out. The time is becoming less and less important, as, like you said, batsoup will win if they manage to take last at all, which can kind of make them feel not too concerned about getting this point immediately.
Yeah, as the Ubers are traded right onto Bird, making a lot of pressure here, but Liquid as well, we didn't really talk much about him. He's definitely a newer Pyro, but his amount of impact in these Ubers has been absolutely insane for his team. Just the amount of space he's making, especially on the defense. I've been loving him. I played with him for a lot of the season on the team that came dead last, I think we came. Just as I was just mentoring those guys and giving them a lot of insight. But yeah, Liquid really stood out to me while I was playing with those guys. And he got the offer to join batsoup as a core player right at the end of the season. And I'm really glad to see that he is doing a lot of work here for his own team. Really making their own defense. He was one of the standout players for me on their defense with the amount of room he was making with the air blasts.
Yeah, I mean, definitely working, especially in the Uber exchanges, like you said, just really, really doing his job there. But I mean, currently it's looking, Reckless Rascals getting picked to pieces on this defense right now. The picks coming out of batsoup are unreal, allowing them to push cart right over just simply like that.
We should be getting underway fairly soon, as yeah, we are readying up now. So we have the second map underway. Again, this is the semi-finals of Respawn League Season 7. Reckless Rascals versus batsoup Paraphernalia on Asheville, the second map. batsoup win this map to close it out, or Rascals, if they win it, will take it to a third. And Time, he's a lot faster on mid, Luggnuts.
He definitely is, you know, and but unfortunately his team isn't really pushing forward too much with it. They're just focused on sort of solidly getting control around the area. You know, but that has actually turned out pretty badly for them, as they do get taken down in a bit of frag. Sorry, my HUD's a little bit broken, so I'm not fully kept up with the changes of players.
Yeah, now if you want to go ahead and reconnect for that, is yeah, we do have it really going in favour of batsoup. They're not what Rascals wanted. I'm sure they probably brought out that fast rollout to go through and just see if they could maybe change up the pace, but Time, he was the only one there for his team. And yeah, they lose the mid, and batsoup right now, they're setting up a decent hold. They do not have an engineer or a pyro up right now, but Hydra did die before anything could be made of the pyro advantage. As we have everyone alive again now, although as I say that, Mist does die to Andy Roo, continuing to make his mark on the game, as that will open things up for Zeus, and Andy Roo is already on 8 points.
My goodness, he just kind of doesn't slow down, does he? Hydra also topping the Reckless Rascal scoreboard though, only with 4 points, but you know, given that they are currently on the, you know, trying to get the offensive going here, it might take a little while for him to get more started.
Yeah, definitely. He just needs to find his way around Liquid. So we'll see what happens. The Uber does come out on the side of batsoup as it's going to be a solo on to Daz here, and he makes a lot of room for his team, but Time, he's got decent positioning here. In the middle of the point, will find himself inside of Andy Rue, and Time will die here with Daz still alive and healthy, and he's walking forward, doing so much damage. He does need to watch out though. Regia puts him on 12, and he will get the arrows from Shaky. And regardless of that though, looks like Shaky will die here. Oh my god, no. No, Taurus, he was too low, too eager, dies to the arrow of Shaky, so Shaky will keep this at least a fighting chance to quickly take back the point as Reckless Rascals do get their first time on the board. About a minute and a half advantage in favor of batsoup, so we'll see what happens here. Exquisite's making some room for his team, and he nearly gets the kill on the Time there. Time is lucky that Exquisite did not commit any further, or that Froggy wasn't there earlier to clean it up.
Hydra actually cleaning up on Exquisite with the pistol there, and Andy Rue going down to Regia. Really solid play coming out from the Rascals, preventing batsoup from really getting anything. I mean, they just sort of almost tried pushing, and already they're 2-3 players down, with a couple of respawns coming through now. But I'd have to say the MVP of that last mid-fight, that last Uber exchange, was probably Bird in my books, because she actually managed to completely prevent Andy Rue's stab onto Time halfway through it, and get away Rohan's ball. My goodness! Look what else we done for his own reflected pipe as well.
Okay, so this is tricky. The Uber was forced out. But Shaky barely has any out. He's not healing right now. Only Azir, so he is healing again slowly. It's practically even. Does die in the background to the reflected pipe. That was a really good force attempt. If Shaky had more Uber, like if there was a larger Uber advantage, that really would have been worth it.
As it is, it's not too bad of a position, especially now that Andrew's picked up Regia. So, I mean, batsoup should be able to get something in this position, even without that very large Uber advantage, but they do seem to have been building it with Precious, unlike Tokas, who hasn't been. So they've turned their relatively small Uber advantage to quite a large one, now coming up on 95%.
Yeah, as Hydra, though, right as the sniper duel was about to get interesting, Hydra interrupts, does get the kill onto Zeus. But the Uber advantage, they are going to try and make something happen from it. Looks like they will end up getting Time and Bird here, both players caught in. Taurus and Hydra also dying elsewhere on the map, but this is nearly going to be Uber for Tokos, who is out of there with Regia. As Reckless Rascals, they did manage to turn the time into their favor, and with a very slack effort on capping the point right now, it's only going to get worse for them. They wasted about 10 seconds capping the point. They're good on your boys, but it should end up evening out before the players can come back in, as Andy Rue, another one onto the heavy here. Tie points with his medic, he's all over the place.
This is actually really good from Andy Rue here, because that's going to blunt the push, which they had with the Uber advantage. Now they're going out of heavy, which means they might be able to pick up as many frags as they wanted to, and will be a bit vulnerable to counter-aggression, as we see with Time going down there.
Yeah, Daz and Rohan with a really good aggression, and Rohan does die under the point too. Taurus, as it looks like Taurus is going to come for more, gets onto Daz, will find the kill and trades his life for Precious, and you've got the sentry gun of Shy going through, getting the kill onto Froggy there, as she will back up with the rest of her team, but Reckless Rascals, they can't pressure the point right now. The Uber has come out onto Exquisite and Precious. They won't be able to chase a whole lot with it, but with 50% Uber advantage on the side of Reckless Rascals and 30 seconds on the clock left for batsoup, this, I imagine, will end up going to at least overtime for them before the push can come in. And with Exquisite falling, it's not really what you want to see.
Taurus just walking in and killing Zeus. Lots of kills coming out on the side from Reckless Rascals onto batsoup. I mean, that situation would have been looking pretty decent for batsoup, because they basically just managed to reset to where they were back when Reckless Rascals had Uber advantage. But then just absolutely not having the same success on the defense, just dropping so many players for that push.
Oh, sorry about that. I just nearly saw Shaky die in that situation because he wanted to 1v1 the spy. He was way too low for that, and if he died, that would have been game. He's on 80% Uber though, and with 30 seconds left to build this and make the push, we will be seeing essentially the final fight. The winner of this fight will end up winning the game, as Ubers are even. Precious does lead it in with Daz right behind him, and the Uber comes out from Reckless Rascals on the point. But Tokos, he's not flashing anyone right now. Exquisite and Liquid have both died, with Taurus going down along with both sentry guns, but the positioning is better for Reckless Rascals here. All all of their damage is on top of or on the point. And with the players from batsoup below the point, it will be Rascals coming back and claiming the first round.
Yeah, that was all one, and that just pre-push aggression that Reckless Rascals managed to get out, the picks they managed to get just before managing to take the point. That's one of the reasons why you have to be so careful, especially in Highlander, to make sure all your players are actually alive to receive the push, because otherwise it just spirals out into a horrible position for them.
Yeah, definitely, as we do have the second mid coming through. Time again opting for the aggression, but missed this time. We'll get the kill onto Zeus to start off the mid. Andy Roo looking for a kill onto Reggie does get found as Reggie gets arrowed, and Rohan comes in, big bomb on the miss to make some space for his team, but with the player advantage on the side of Reckless Rascals, I imagine this will end up being a mid for them, as Exquisite and Daz are both getting pushed back on this corner. Although not a lot of damage getting done to them. Shaky keeping the heals, but it doesn't help when Spade comes in and with one rocket to the head, drops them.
Really unfortunate there for batsoup. Couldn't really have any different of a mid than last time, as this time they just got absolutely crushed. Players getting a bit too aggressive too fast. Really good defense from Reckless Rascals. They managed to clean up sort of pressures pushing on top of their bats, and of course missed winning the sniper v sniper. Definitely swinging in their favour, even though he got taken down basically immediately after by Rohan.
Yeah, I think that is definitely a that was probably what made the mid, honestly. Zeus dying again to Hydra now, but Andy Roo getting a kill onto Bird and Spade coming in. They took the Uber very aggressively into the bats, and they do get the kill to show for it onto Shaky. So that'll be everything they wanted and more. They ended up getting a lot more kills than just that. Hydra coming through now with a kill onto Liquid, Daz dying as well in a last ditch effort, and Tokoz, is he running the Amputator?
I think he might be. No. Oh, no. Wait, he might be.
Yeah, I saw he did the taunt to heal himself. Hang on. He is running the Amputator.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh wow, there we go.
Right.
Well,
fair enough. I don't know that it did anything there, but hey, that's an odd one.
For sure. But I mean, I guess you're not really meleeing too much in this game mode anyway, so not the worst choice, especially with more players to heal.
Yeah, definitely not the worst choice, as batsoup getting their first time on the board. Now, essentially a flip of last round, both teams claiming 90 seconds for themselves, and then the other team taking it, so...
However, Tokoz still has Uber advantage here, and this is something to note, that ever since they did gain Uber advantage, they have not lost it. They're just really successfully using it, but now it looks like that might be the first, since a really good kite out of Shaky is just going to really put them in the best point for a repush.
Daz was left alone there, but the Uber does come out just in time to save him. And they're going to end up trading this and keeping the point, and that's a really important thing, because with the amount of kills that they are getting, it really skews in their favour to be at a slight Uber disadvantage here, because it is only 20%. This cap does need to go down a little bit before it is actually in their favour, but by the time that Rascals get their Uber, which they're on about 60% now, that cap will be down low enough to where they can comfortably kite it and then refight.
Yeah, something to notice about, even on King of the Hill here, Reckless Rascals just playing so much tighter, I feel, than batsoup Paraphernalia, as, you know, batsoup is losing quite a lot of players in these exchange fights, even just before their pushes, which are kind of hurting them here, even though and it's kind of like coming up to time disadvantage and sort of getting them beaten in a lot of these fights where they kind of shouldn't be beaten in. But now anyway, it's even Ubers and sort of even players as well, going back into it. Even with Miss Dead there, I don't think it's going to cause too much of a difference.
Oh, and after Reckless Rascals try to force the issue with the Uber use, they will lose time for it, but Zeus and Exquisite both go down, so they're going to need a little more here. Spade, Hydra both falling only for the kill of Precious. Shy as well to Andy Roo. Turris as well, he may even find himself dead as he's on fire. Andy Roo does get the kill onto him, as you've just got the Pyro and Heavy left. Med going down to Andy Roo again. You just can't stop him. He's the highest points on his team aside from the medic, and sure, backstabs the double points, but that means that he's still doing a lot.
Yeah, honestly, he has not calmed down at all going into this map. I mean, we thought he might have, we thought that maybe it was a sort of one map thing, but no, again, Andrew's shown consistently he's just pounding on that spy class.
Yeah, and because of his efforts, his team still controls the point. 45 seconds to go. You do have Spade coming in. Did he end up getting a kill? Wait, did Spade
I don't think he did.
No, I think Spade just killed Shaky.
Oh my goodness, I think he might have.
But yeah, he just bombed in and found him. Fair enough. Okay, well, his team definitely needs that. 30 seconds left, and they still haven't capped the point. It's a 40% Uber advantage, but the remaining players from batsoup, they still have a lot of presence here. I think it's just Rohan, really. Rohan's doing it, although I say it's just Rohan. Andy Rue, he's running circles around himself here, it seems like, finding a fight with Hydra in the backline. As we're down to the wire here, 7 seconds left. The Uber is not up on Rascals yet, so it is an even fight despite the Uber advantage with the amount of time left. It does go into overtime for the side of batsoup. And with Turris going down, Regia as well, it's really not looking good. Time is so low and they don't have the Uber yet. They will use it, I imagine, immediately, but they're not. Oh no, never mind, they are. They take it in with the Uber advantage. They need to actually cap the point though. Uber players do not cap it, nor do they stop the loss of time, but they will cap it with 90 seconds left to hold it and full Uber disadvantage.
Incredible defense there from batsoup, managing to pick up so many frags and delay that cap so much, getting it to overtime, and now they have Uber advantage, ready to re-push, right on top of them.
And definitely that used in, it's exactly what they wanted, they got it, they used it, and they are in scout demo for Liquid at the end of it, pushing the players away as Reggie, he's fighting from the barrels, he won't be able to do a whole lot of damage here with the heals from Shaky still up, but Exquisite will die to it as Reggie just focused his fire, but Andy Rue coming in with the kill onto Exquisite, but they've almost done enough on the side of Rascals to win this fight. Precious and Rohan coming in with Zeus as well. And with Just Bird alive, the headshot will be enough to stop her. And that will be trading rounds 1-1. First to 3 does win it as batsoup. They are back into this map. He's on. So yeah, like I'm saying, if he can come on, as we have rated up again, because there has been a bit of a break, I will remind you guys, this is the semi-finals of Respawn League Season 7. Batsoup Paraphernalia on the blue team versus Reckless Rascals on the red team. And we have Rohan dying pretty much immediately on the mid, as no one else is really taking a whole lot of damage, just kind of healing up, as Regia will be the second one to fall to the detonator of Liquid Alchemy. Spade's trying to make something happen up top, a kill onto Precious maybe, but Zeus does fall to Mist. So it will be Rascals looking like they want to claim this fourth mid. Technically the third, as they did claim the third before. But it's the fighting, it's getting scrapped. A lot of damage done on the Rascals here. Shiving to back up, time very low as well. And with the Ubers coming out from both teams now, Froggy has it to fall under the point. The Ubers do get traded right now. Time coming forward, trying to make something happen, but it's just going to be two Demomen staring at each other, really.
Yeah, that's a lot longer of a fight than I was really expecting out of it, especially with Regia dying that soon to Liquid Alchemy. But yeah, definitely for a really long time, and now Sprague's sort of swung back and forth. The Reckless Rascals again just playing really, really tight, not letting away any advantage that they managed to get, and just seemingly taking the point with pretty little effort at the end of that.
Yeah, Mist coming in for a few good kills, and that will win it for all of them. Third mid going their way, as we've got Andy Rue. He's waiting under the bats to try and make something happen here.
Hydra as well, coming on the bats behind the behind batsoup. Doesn't get detected even though he did fall off. So we'll see if he really can get anything here, or if he does get hard. Both spies sort of in play right now.
Froggy got him. So we'll see if Andy Rue is able to make anything happen. I've lost sight of him, so... Okay, he's over on the left-hand side, trying to get something on the Shy, who... Oh,
does manage to get the teleporter.
That's a huge pick.
Yeah. Not as big as the Spencer picks, as we all know, but you know, we'll at least stop their team from getting back into the fight as fast, which can be pretty crucial on cloth maps, especially with the delayed spawns.
Yeah, and the Uber actually came out on the side of Reckless Rascals there, and oh my god, Rohan's bomb!
The 3k bomb, absolutely incredible.
And gets Hydra as well, and gets the pack and gets away. He'll run into Regia at spawn, so he should die here. Heavy is never an easy class to kill, but oh my god, that bomb was insane. He heard the damage call from his team. He knew that those players were not healthy. 1 rocket in, 3 rockets onto the players, and nets himself 4. Woo!
That's not going to be full Uber advantage for batsoup. Instead of playing for holding, they are using forward, trying to maybe pick up Tokas in there. But haven't had too much success with it.
I don't know about that one. I do not know about that one at all. Losing your demo, losing your heavy and your pyro for your demo was not up, and they'll give up the point.
Yeah, that was just really questionable play, I think, from batsoup there, deciding to push with that Uber. Maybe they had the information, maybe they thought they could pick up Tokas. But yeah, didn't really go too well for them, and now we can see an exact reverse of the situation with Reckless Rascals holding the point with full Uber advantage.
Yeah, let's hope they don't make the same mistake, because they do have time advantage still. The first time that a team didn't cap mid and then immediately get 90 seconds off of it, but maybe to also break that curse, first team to win mid and actually get the round off of it, as Rascals do clean up Andy Rue, Bird finding him there, and shutting that down before anything could happen, because with Shaky coming up on his Uber fairly soon, that would be the key time that you need to stop the play from happening. As Hydra, I believe he won't fall, but he will go very low as he tries to make something happen for himself.
Yeah, I mean, this... wait, I just lost my train of thought there. Sorry, I was thinking about Andy Rue again. No, Reckless Rascals actually seems to be much better on the defense here, holding this point, than they are pushing it. So this is going to be a comfortable situation for them. As long as they're not losing the fight and getting cleaned up by the Rohan bomb. Just as I say that.
Yep, yeah. The Rohan bomb comes in, does well. Precious fighting Taurus underneath the point. Taurus will opt to just leave. But you've got Hydra trying to make something happen. Daz, Precious, and Shaky are all on the point. Definitely enough to make it happen, but you've got Mist lurking in the wings here. If one player goes into his line of sight, it could spell the end for them, but he's just not quite hitting it right now. Shaky needs to be really careful, but the pipe from Daz will knock him back, so about another minute and a half disadvantage. This time only with 30 seconds left for Reckless Rascals, though. We'll need to see a pretty decent haul come out from batsoup, but they've shown that they can do it. The second round was actually really dominant from them outside of the start, but I say that and time bombs in. The only kill he gets is Shaky, but that is enough. That is going to net themselves a large advantage, and with Tokos and Reggie in spawn, absolutely no risk of them dying as Rohan was looking for it, but Rascals know how to play that situation. It was a kill, but Shaky had pretty decent ad, so yeah, there we go. The of the unpause coming through, nothing too serious this time, which is good. Exquisite, though, finding himself on the wrong side of the map, will die. So we'll see how this goes out. 45 seconds, I think, left. My HUD is totally balked because of the pause, but you've got the Uber coming out from Reckless Rascals. They did get the kill onto Shaky again, so they will look at capping the point here. Bird, the only one to do it, though, is she will get players with her on the point. Going for and capping this out, and that will only be 28 seconds left for them with Rohan going down. Very few players are going to come out from the side of batsoup. So we'll see what happens. They need to try and make this push through very soon.
Yeah, I mean, sort of looking pretty bad for them, to be honest, unless they get another Rohan bomb and just swing things back around to their side. But honestly, I would put my money on Reckless Rascals getting this. It's now 5 seconds left, even less on the point. They're just really solidly defending it.
Yeah, and with their only players down being the Spy and the Sniper, it gives them a lot of opportunities to deny the point as they do come forward now. Precious, Daz, Shaky all dying. Taurus claiming a few for himself with Throw going down as well. And that looks like that may have been what the timeout was for Mist. He did timeout just now, but they probably, yeah, there we go, they pause it now. Unpause Mist. Yeah, he is back in. So that is 2-1 in favor of Reckless Rascals. So we'll see what happens here. One more round and they will bring it to the third map, which is Payload Borneo. Time is, again, very quick on the rollout here as Daz... where even is Daz? Daz is just opting for the slow left-hand side rollout. So nothing too out of the ordinary. But you've got Andy Rue going down immediately. That's going to bring a lot of pressure off of Reckless Rascals. As pretty much just Rohan now, the only playmaker who will get found immediately by Reggie, but with a headshot ringing out on the Reggie, Rohan will be able to go back, cause a lot of panic, but Spade and Shy will bring him down. And with kills just constantly going in favor of Reckless Rascals, that will be the time to tuck tail and run for Shaky and Co, as they will claim their Uber as they lose the mid.
I mean, at this stage, since it's seeming like Reckless Rascals has a better handle on this map, I'm fully expecting batsoup to then have another upset, considering the fact that every single time we've established any fact so far in this game, it has been shown to be 100% false, by these teams just ruining expectations every single time they can. And sure enough, as we see the push coming in from batsoup, getting a lot of kills into that, definitely swinging in their favour in a major way.
And I will say one of the reasons, like that round was, it got a bit little close at the end, but it was definitely a lot in favour of Reckless Rascals. Taurus, he is here. He is second highest second highest scoring in the server, above the enemy medic, only beat by his own. I haven't checked how many kills he's got because I don't have the fancy scoreboard turned on, but he's here, and if he stays here, I think Rascals are going to have a fairly easy time closing out this series, even if the next map is Payload, because Borneo is a map where Scout is very useful in the push.
Definitely, and looks like if Turret has turned on, that could explain some of their successes. But again, batsoup has been doing pretty well now this round, although they did drop Daz pretty early. That hasn't usually been too much of an obstacle for them. As we see now, them picking up Reggio again, just in the push.
Yeah, Zeus dying as well, though, along with Precious, Froggy, Andy, Rue. That is 4 down for them as the Uber does come out from batsoup to defend the point. But
that is a bit unfortunate for them, since pushing that Uber out there is going to give Tokos the Uber advantage now for the repush.
Very, very large ad for Tokos, and that's, well, like, this map has been a lot better for him. He's been positioning himself really well, especially, like, the first, even the round they lost, it wasn't too bad for him. Like, in the first rounds, I'll just bring it up now, if I can find it. Here it is. He only died twice in the first round, in the first half, the 1-1. You know, like, his positioning's been really good in this map. I don't know if it's because his team is maybe just a little more comfortable playing completely around him or what, but yeah, no, it's been really good seeing him like actually be able to stay alive compared to Vigil, where Anuru just kind of had his number and his whole team's number the entire time.
Really good kite over here from Shaky, as it's going to allow them to repush again with their own Uber advantage. But to be entirely honest, I mean, it's a coin flip at this stage, as their Uber advantage pushes have been extremely successful. Unless Rohan goes in and gets another massive bomb.
Yeah, that bomb was insane. But we do actually have batsoup. They're edging the point, as the players do walk a little forward. The Uber was used, but they didn't find the kill onto Tokos, so we'll be seeing another pretty much full Uber advantage push coming in, and this is in favor of Reckless Rascals, especially if they can find a pick onto Shaky, and they are looking for it, but with Reggio dying, he was going to lead their Uber in, which is, well, I'm going to be honest, a little questionable. I don't know why on this map of all maps you do it, but you've got time bombing in now, finds absolutely nothing, and will bomb back and land on his own side of the point, as his team does look to cap it up, but without a scout and a sniper. This is the time for batsoup to stage a retake of the point, as you do have the Rohan bomb coming in. Shy and Tokos both dead. He's behind, he has a pack, and he should find time here as well, or at least push him into his team so Liquid can get the detonator kill. They will keep the point. It'll end up being Ubers even. Yeah, even Ubers here. Negligible advantage. As just Rohan again on that right-hand side, bombing from his bats into the enemy's corner and just finding kills.
Yeah, I mean, even with Shaky dying there and stopping the Uber advantage push, Rohan just again comes through, bails them out of the situation, swinging in their favour.
Hydra. Hello, that's a kill onto Shaky. And that's going to net his team good Uber advantage, and they need it. If those Ubers were allowed to be even, it would have been a very sketchy spot for them, probably losing the round, but they will cap it off. Get the full Uber advantage, but you've got Rohan in, very good bomb, does some damage on the Tokos, but he doesn't have just yet no Uber to be forced.
Now looking really, really good for Reckless Rascals, as again, they have been pretty successful holding this with Uber advantage, unless Rohan does come in and make a big mess of things. So as long as they can keep their head on with the pick passes, keep them out of their ranks, then, you know, they've got a pretty good chance to hold this at least for a while. Unfortunately, with over a minute still left on the time, they will have the time for batsoup to gain and even out the Ubers.
Yeah, definitely. As Taurus, I don't think he hasn't done a lot this game. His points haven't gone up very much, so I don't know if his team just hasn't needed him, but Rohan coming in lands a nice rocket onto him. They lose their full Uber advantage, and the Uber actually comes out immediately onto Daz. Coming forward, he does so much damage, Daz!
Was that crit screen?
Was that?
That was a crit screen from Tokos, yeah.
Oh my god, he didn't even get the crit kills though.
He got one kill, but apart from that, I mean, crits versus Uber is just not a really good situation for them.
But they clean shot. Like he dropped Tokos.
Yeah.
He dropped Tokos, but it wasn't even a crit. It was just a normal pipe. He just locked in one.
No, it was crits from Tokos.
Yeah. Oh, crits from Tokos?
Yeah.
Oh.
Chris from Toko's Uber from Shaky. I mean, that's again really questionable on why exactly Reckless Rascals would choose to use those crits there and then not. I mean, sure, they had even Ubers, but then they didn't aggressively use it. They used it defensively, which is not really the best way to use crits on it, but I mean.
Right. Yeah, I was really confused. I didn't know who was running crits there, so I just thought it was batsoup, but okay. Right, that's definitely an odd strat. They are back on the Uber as Time takes a lot of damage, but Exquisite the one dealing it will fall. Daz as well, along with Andy Rue on his team. Will die Liquid as well, just total collapse from them yet again on the mid, as they will fall back. Taurus trying to get a little there, but he will decide to back up. Like I said, I don't think he did an awful lot last round. His points were very much the same, and there was a lot of capping, which I imagine he was probably involved with, so...
He's really going to have to pull out the stops right here, right now, though, because, I mean, this is now the last round. Whoever wins this essentially wins the map, and if that side is batsoup, then that's winning the entire game, so...
Yeah, that's it.
Now it's time for Taurus to activate his trap card. So, continue.
No, yeah, Precious coming in with Uber, getting some decent kills. Exquisite and Reg are both dying heavies apiece. Andy Rue will die for his pick as Spade dies for Rascals. You've got Hydra coming in again, looking for something, but he's bumped into Zeus 3 times, but no one saw it because no one was there. Hydra, you are too lucky, as Zeus living for it will get the kill on Taurus, and Hydra, he's sapped Sentry. If they don't know he's there, he'll find 2. Liquid will clean him up. That is just... Hydra, that is very lucky, so you should be very happy with that play. That didn't get found about 30 seconds ago, so he'll take it. So, let's see.
Again, looking pretty good for Reckless Rascals here, though. I mean, again, still holding on that point now with less than a minute 50 on the time, you know?
Wait.
And Uber.
Wait. That is Uber advantage.
Yes, it is.
Right. Okay. That's,
Our connection has just informed us that that was from a reflect rocket as well, from Bird killing Shaky, so...
Right. Fair enough. Hey, I totally missed that. I didn't even know where Shaky was.
Well, I mean...
That's, yeah.
Looks like he didn't know where Bird was either, because, you know, reflect rocket kills, gotta feel bad for him. But hey, gonna look pretty good in the Bird frag movie coming out, I don't know when. Possibly game-winning kill, potentially.
Possibly.
But now Shaky is getting back to 100%, but that has just cost a lot of time for them. Now they have less than a minute to unseat Reckless Rascals from this point with even Uber, and they had to force very, very early the aggression from Bird.
Yeah, that is very early. The Ubers are just fading now for each team, but I'd say this is going in the favour of batsoup. Bird will die in the point along with Mist. Time down as well, and they're looking to start pressuring the point. Hydra, though, in a spot, he does set the gun. Froggy will immediately turn and find it. Liquid will help clean up that kill. So, they'll get the cap. Oh, will they, though? Hang on. Are they getting the cap? Are you actually going to cap it? No way do they stop this. Like, they need to get on it soon. They have 20 seconds left. Oh, okay, they wiped them. They wiped them completely. Okay.
Making sure they went for the frags first, pad the stats, make sure there's no re-push coming out. But now that they have cap, the spawns on Reckless Rascals are going to be pretty fast. They're going to have that time to get through, but they do have Uber disad, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, pretty much full Uber disadvantage, 50%, but you know nothing's going to happen until Shaky has his Uber. And we'll see what happens here, because they need to make a 3-minute hold, but Ratsoup, it's not impossible, right? I think they can definitely knock it all the way down.
Bird
right?
with the backpack jump onto the medic and a force.
No. No.
Yes.
I looked away for a second.
You looked away for a second to see one of the greatest pyro plays I've seen in the match all night, so... I mean, that was absolutely incredible. With the backpack right onto the medic, forces the Uber, swinging things right around. Now Reckless Rascals has the Uber advantage. Gotta be looking good for them, and they have all their players.
If they win this round, that is all Bird.
Absolutely all Bird. Honestly, this match has been really, really good for Bird so far.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the Uber coming in. Time will actually die for it. Detonator kill onto him. Rohan will die as well, but this point getting capped. You've got Hydra coming through. Does get blasted away. Nearly got the kill on the Zeus, but it doesn't matter because Mist will find the kill onto him instead. But enough pressure has been done without that Demo Man, I'll say. Doesn't matter if your Demo Man is down when you kill the enemy medic. They will start pressuring the point again, but the health is pretty bad. But if you kill 6 players on the other team, doesn't matter how bad your health is, you've got a medic, they don't, and you will heal up. 7 seconds left. They're making an effort to get onto the point, but it is looking grim. Rohan coming in with the big bomb. You've got a lot of pressure onto Redja. Exquisite on the point as well, will die. And that will be Reckless Rascal cleaning up the second map. 3-2. Season 7 semi-finals. We have Reckless Rascal starting off on the blue team versus batsoup Paraphernalia on the red team. This is the third map. Borneo, winner of this game, proceeds to the grand final. Loser does go out in third place. So we'll see both teams fighting for it all here.
I mean, this is basically as close as it's going to get in Highlander this season, you know? These are the two best teams outside of Pandas, and they've been playing so well tonight and playing so close. So, I mean, this has already been a match so far that has been really great to watch, and, I mean, just probably going to see more of it coming into Borneo here.
Touch wood, touch wood. Don't commentators curse this one, guys. We've had to eat our words a few times this game. Please don't let us eat those. Make it a good one.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a map that everyone's familiar on, right? Ever since it was introduced, like to the official rotation of pub maps, everyone's become a lot more familiar with Borneo. It's still kind of an off-pick. People prefer Upward and sometimes Badwater over it, but here we go as gates open. Redja on the card again, Fist of Steel. Really love this strat, like I said before. It's something that I've been doing for a stupid long time, like probably since I started playing TF2. But yeah, Fist of Steel is balked as a weapon, and then you can just sit on the cart and shoot things non-stop. So you will have Hydra getting the kill onto Zeus, as well as Exquisite falling right off the bat for batsoup. So we'll see them going forward, and you've got the gun taking so much damage it just dies. Froggy doesn't pull it back. They don't know what's going on there. The Uber comes out from time. They will trade it on the point, but the Uber from Reckless Rascals is a lot worse here. So Daz and Liquid, they will be able to get a bit more, but Tokoz will manage to get out, and that is the main kill. You've got Spade trying to come in for a kill on the Shaky, but Liquid there doing the good reflect to keep him off. Time will die to the Caver. Okay,
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Yeah, Daz running the
kill.
Ullapool Caver, so hey, whatever works, man. You get the demo kill for it, so that will buy some time. As Zeus, I imagine, again, will die to Hydra. Hydra really setting up those kills for his team, because for defense, Sniper is so important because of that long sight line from the rock and that tree right into spawn. So, yeah, good exchange there. Even Uber's here, though, as we've got picks going on left and right here, but they are taking the far left Luggnuts, and they're trying to push this forward.
Taking the far left, but not politically. Just want to say, Daz, terrible manners. You don't bring a hand grenade to a bottle fight, but seems to work out well for him. batsoup, again, is I think they're losing a lot of players during these holds that they're taking, even though their exchanges were working pretty well before. Dropping a lot of picks to Reckless Rascals, though. Sorry,
they just give it up. Like, they've given it up completely. Hydra going for something. He'll back up. But you've got the combo. Let's say the combo. It is the combo from Reckless Rascals coming in. They've used in-house, and they're just going to trade Ubers here, but Liquid, he's denying the medic a lot better, as he is just getting the beat for this Uber. But he will probably die here. Yeah, does die, get caught behind the heavy, but he'll trade for the heavy kill, so that's not too bad at the end of the day, as Time may have overstayed his welcome, getting killed by the Tommy Slab of Exquisite. I just want to bring this up. As a heavy player, I like to consider myself decent at heavy. I've come second a lot, and I've beaten Pandas once. But like, why does everyone run the Tommy Slab, man? Why does everyone run Tommy? I don't know. There are situations for it, don't get me wrong. But like, I don't know. On defense as heavy, with the exception of Swiftwater, I've never understood why the Tommy Slab is the weapon of choice. And when you're defending, the minigun just does more damage, so I don't know. That's just me. It really annoys me.
One of the big things I think about it is I think the accuracy over longer ranges is just too tempting for a lot of people to give up. So much easier to do damage with the Tommy Slab than it is the minigun.
And call those people bad at positioning. Shaking my head. Can't position yourself to do damage with the minigun. Grr. Yeah, it's I don't know, that's just a small tangent while we had some Ubers being traded out there. I say traded out. I don't think they were actually. You've got Shaky still keeping his full Uber, so Hydra sitting on the little overhang there. That's a nice spot. I'll be sure to check that next time I play Highlander, if I do
Stealing
ever again.
strat.
Yeah, dude, you know it. But you've got Zeus on the Razorback now, so let's have a look here.
Interesting to see Mist not running the Razorback, or is he?
I don't think he is. I don't think he
Yeah,
has
he's
all
been
season.
getting SMG kills, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, but Zeus, he only started running at this map, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. I definitely understand Hydra did give him a lot of hell on the first one, like on the first point. But they've evened out now. Snipers probably aren't going to see each other just because of the angles that they're holding. They're both trying to go through house, well, they're both peeking from different angles in house, is what I should be saying. But you've got Shaky, he's got to eat a sandwich. Mist trying to get a shot onto Exquisite here, won't get anything as Hydra tries for the frag, gets nothing. Time as well as Shy, both falling. Mist as well, kills going in the favor of Batsoup, and their defense on Payload, they didn't pick a Payload map, but no, their defense has been really strong across these two maps so far.
Yeah, especially since Reckless Rascals had quite a lot of momentum going into this point, even after the last exchange they had, and then that's just really been blunted as it's now just getting bogged down in this kind of stalemate. But even with that really, really good push out of Batsoup, Rohan coming in and getting a lot of frags, Tokos did survive, so it's still going to be 100-100 on the Ubers. And we're really just looking for Reckless Rascals to try to look for some picks before they manage to push into this, or see if they can get the gun down.
Yeah, no, Hydra's doing a pretty good job actually getting a buff from Shaky before the Ubers did get used. Uber is better for Batsoup though, having it fade much later. Tara, Spurred, Regis, Shy, Spade, all falling. And it's going to be Tokos as well. He does get chased down. Mist is the only one alive in the house. Looks like he will live as they're going to try and camp the teleport. I don't think they'll find anyone for it. Yeah, Shy will just end up killing it. Which is the better play there. But this is Batsoup. 3.5 minutes left. 35% Uber advantage for them. They like Reckless Rascals. They need to make something happen here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. They decide to use that Uber there, going for the gun, going for the pushing the cart, rather than get the picks first. As their picks just really haven't been going through here. Mist, however, did just pick up Zia, so he's going to have a lot more room to maneuver here. We'll see if he can do anything with that, although it's really not really good sight lines
Spade?
on... Ooh.
Spade just walked through house. He literally just walked through house, like right behind the gun as it was being taken down, and just killed Shaky.
Wow, well, I sit there and waffling about the snipers while Spade just decides to get off his ass and just do something about the position. Now looking really good for Reckless Rascals. They've got a lot of picks onto Batsoup pushing into this.
Yeah, and that full Uber advantage, they'll be able to take the house probably without using it. Exquisite is very committed here. He will die to Taurus and Spade. And if they can cap this point without having to use the Uber, that is going to be huge for them, because then they can use the Uber for the third point, which I'd say on Borneo is the hardest point to push on the map if you let the defense get a good hold going.
I think an argument could be made for last, just given more people's familiarity with it.
Yeah, last is the easier hold, I'll definitely say that. But if you have a good third holder, it is so hard to break.
Exactly.
But that's the thing, their Uber, it got used very early. They have no house control with it. They nearly lost time, so Batsoup, they have a chance to get the hold set up here. They need to do it, they need to do it right, because if they can set it up, like you said, Last is a very difficult push, and it's so easy to set up. It's a really difficult push to push. It's a difficult point to push
Take your
into.
time.
Yeah, it's a difficult point to push into, whereas third is just a really easy point to hold if you set it up. So that's the main difference, I feel, between the two, and they've nearly got a level 3 gun up. They have the full Uber advantage. They've got pretty much their entire team in-house. The only piece they're missing right now is Zeus, who is rolling out. And he will get here in time before the Uber can come out, so...
Yeah, this map in general I think has relatively poor sniper sightlines compared to the maps that they had previously. Which means that although Mist is sort of getting the better of Zeus right now and getting the space that he needs to, he's not really able to do much with it considering the weakness of the map.
Yeah, the best sightlines are away from the combo, which is what I feel makes it so difficult.
Absolutely, especially with how well these spies have been getting through onto players. You kind of don't want to not protect your sniper by keeping a combo around him at this moment. So just really limiting the options that they might have.
Oh, and Zeus does get the kill on the Mist. They took the fight on the one sightline there is through the door that you're going to see actually Rascals push through right now. Ubers will be traded and time will try to go through it. You're just going to have to trade here, though. Exquisite will commit forward, I think doing his job there to make sure that his medic could live. But you'll have a pick coming out on the Spade as well, although I say that Hydra, he was so close to getting a pick. Didn't get it, though. Reg is pushing in very deep, though, and you've got Miss getting the kill onto Shaky. But with the players going down on the side of Reckless Rascals, they may choose to back up here and just go for the safe play. Although there isn't a safe play when Rohan, again, coming in. Shy Tokos down so late. That is such a late kill on the Tokos there. It's going to be even Ubers.
I mean, no matter what's happening, batsoup is just pulling out of these holds really, really well. And they're not even having to move anything back at this stage. Even the sentry gun's just still staying up all the way through there. Despite losing so many players apart, we're not really seeing as much pressure out of Reckless Rascals as we were maybe on the first map. And that's just really hindering them coming into these pushes.
Yeah, they just like that. Yeah, that post-push positioning. The triple P, they call it. No one really calls it that.
First time I've heard it.
Yeah, but I mean, the kill on the Shaky will put things in their favor. I feel like they need to be making these pushes with the Uber advantage, and that pick is going to make it happen. Level 1 gun up only right now for Froggy as time and Regger is actually pushing forward on that left-hand side. Regger will die, but it looks like Time and Co will be able to clean up the gun. But they lose their heavy and sniper for it, and they are eating so much damage on this right-hand side as they push in. The cart's made good progress forward, but you've still got Daz up, you've still got Shaky up, although Shaky does have pretty much full Uber disadvantage. Tokos just needs to make sure his team gets a good Uber through here as they're coming up top with Time. No stickies, this should look like a cap for the side of Rascals. Never mind, Andy Roo making me eat my words as he drops Tokos as they take the height. But with no Uber on the side of Shaky, we're gonna see how hard they commit for it. Reg is on the card along with Shy and Paris, so they may have to back up as actually that is just a total collapse from the side of batsoup as they were holding it. They stayed in too far, didn't commit for the deny on the cap, and lose their medic. They are going to push this through, and with the players only just spawning on the side of batsoup now, Engie just coming up, this is looking like Rascals. They're going to be able to push in here and just clean this up. Although their time is already a little poor, if they can push it through in the next kind of minute or two, it's not that bad. It's holdable.
Yeah, I mean, especially this is a map where full holding is not off the table, so if they do manage to get this last point at all, no matter how much time they have to spend, they automatically do have, you know, some pretty decent chance at managing to win the map. They can manage to full hold batsoup.
Yeah, they just need to make sure that they get this push through soon. Exquisite's actually on the aggressive. They're sitting in the Uber. We have another guy. I thought it was maybe Regis, but no. Exquisite will die as we come out of the second pause. You got Andy Roo. I think Rohan did end up getting the kill on the Shy, and actually Reggie dying as well. Tokos very close to dying there. Andy Roo coming in will get the stab on the Time on the high ground. Will die though on the ground. You've got players at this point just needing to bomb it. They'll actually do a pretty decent job. Just missed alive. With Hydra coming in, he will probably decloak on the cart in any moment here, as he will do so. If they leave the cart, any caps. Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess our options didn't really include Rohan getting a 6k and just winning regardless of whatever's done by Reckless Rascals.
You know, I thought maybe he could get 2 or 3. He's been fairly consistent for 2 or 3, but you know, just 6. Why not? It's Highlander Soldier.
Rohan playing Highlander Soldier specifically, the man is absolutely disgusting, farming the kill streak.
Even set up a 2 for himself when he respawns with the post-mortem kill. We do have a player down right now on the side of batsoup. It's the engineer. So that will get capped in.
What just happened?
So I'm assuming the pause was in relation to their engineer disconnecting.
Yeah.
Let me double check. Yeah, it looks like Froggy disconnected. But he hasn't rejoined yet.
He has rejoined now, so...
Yeah, perfect.
Good for the offense. Yeah, really unfortunately what is able to get back up for that other defense. I mean, to be entirely honest, 12 minutes 38 and a full hold are almost functionally the same on this map. But yeah, definitely going to look better for Reckless Rascals now. They're going to be pretty happy that they managed to get it over last, unlike the last map they played. So, the last
Yeah,
payload that they played specifically.
Yeah, they'll be happy they made it that far, but I don't think they'll be thrilled with the 12-minute time. It's like I said, it's not a terrible time, right? Like, Borneo can go really long. You've got 3 points, second, third, and fourth, that can really drag on. But
Mister's also going to have much better angles on defense here, so...
yeah, especially these first 2 points. He didn't get a lot on the offense on the first 2 points, just because that's how Borneo is for offensive sniper. But he can really set up a lot here as just sitting at the very back, taking a different angle on the same door. Look down on that cart. So as the doors open, we'll see what happens. Daz with the high bomb in, synchronizing with Rohan. They'll try and get something. They'll get the shy kill. So it's not Tokos. It's not what they were looking for, but the engineer going down this early is definitely probably the second best kill you can get. Andy Roo, whiffing probably the easiest stab he's had in his life, had 3 players in front of them, all with their backs to him, and he didn't get a single kill. I'm going to call you out on that one because that's the only thing I saw and it was really funny. Very unfortunate. But this gun still hasn't gone down. And Shy managed to pull it out. They didn't... That gun should have been dead and they should have pushed forward. I guess they're just really fearing Mist as he just does fall now. Hydra's waiting outside of the spawn though, and here we go. Shaky's making a move. Hydra will see it, but he's just not going for the kill. I think he... Did he just use... Froggy timed out again? I think he jumped on Froggy's head to try and... Yeah, he jumped on Froggy's head to go and kill Exquisite while Froggy was like lagging out or tabbed out or something like that. I'm not sure what happened there. I saw it through a wall, but... okay, Froggy is definitely not back in this game yet. He's just sitting there idly. It looks like batsoup, however, even with their engineer down, they will put in a pretty decent time for their first push. They need to make sure they actually cap it, though. Right now, it's just Daz slowly edging the cart.
4 players around the cart, none of them touching it.
Yeah, not what you want, guys. It's the third map. You know, you kind of need to push this forward. They will get it. And Hydra coming in, lands in front of Shaky. Oh, will he get it? Oh, he gets the force. Definitely, I would not have held that if I was Shaky, not in this position. They push it forward. They will save Daz, but Shaky here, he needs to make sure he gets out. He's very low in the sightline of absolutely everything, and he will live. Exquisite will die for it, but Regia dies as well. Bird as well. And the Uber came out from the side of Rascals, so this is really not good. They've lost their house presence completely, with Spade now going down as well. They're giving this up. They have 10 minutes left to push still. And Spade's getting forward. Tokos is so low. Sorry, Rohan's getting forward. Other soldier. Doesn't find the kill, though.
This is a really quick cap for the second point. This Reckless Rascals pulling back to make sure that they don't get rolled all the way through third, looking to really want to set up that hold there. But I mean, that's a really quick time to get through the first 2 points, considering how long batsoup themselves managed to hold them.
Yeah, and you've got Hydra now. Hydra's looking for something. He's at the end of the tunnel. If he uncloaked just then, Andy would have seen him, but he's going to set himself up for something now. Pyro, heavy scout on the cart, doesn't find a single one of them, Hydra. Pulling an Andy Root. As we're going to have even Ubers here, as it is now Batsoup's time to try and push house. Will they get caught here for 6 minutes like Reckless Rascals did and give them a chance in this game, or will they one push, one Uber push it through and look to claim their spot in the grand final against Red Pandas? We'll see soon as they are bringing themselves up their own right-hand side. Pym dies right before the Ubers come out. This is a disaster for them. You've got Daz with the Uber coming in. The sentry will go down very early. The Uber is a little better on the side of Reckless Rascals here. They got it a little longer, but they give up the high ground here. Teleporter will go down. Heavy engineer down for them. They will get this cap, and that is going to be Batsoup Paraphernalia with 9 minutes to push last.
My goodness,
with Tokos dying.
My goodness, they have Uber advantage now as well. I mean, this is just looking so good for Batsoup Paraphernalia going into this.
Why did they pick a cop
Russia? I don't know.
If they picked a payload, they probably would have won in 2.
It's looking like it, isn't it? I mean, all our analysis before the game seemed to be absolutely useless, as they're just really dominating on the payload maps. But given how even that we saw it was on the Koth map, you know, clearly they've got a lot of skill in it. It's a lot more on payload at this stage.
Well, okay, Shaky, don't. We have 8 minutes for you to make us not eat our words. You've just gone and dropped to Mist on the left-hand side. I don't have a favorite for this map. I think regardless, whoever gets into the final will be a good team. But we've just hyped you guys up for making a really good push. Don't throw it all away and like feed 4 deaths to Mist, please.
We should just stop making predictions, because honestly, every single time we do one, they just turn it on a head.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. You've got Exquisite pushing it in though. He's making it come true. Andy Rue as well, getting the kill on Shy the moment she picked up the gun. So they've made a lot of progress here. No gun. The Uber advantage is only slight. You know, Tokol's just coming up on his now, and you've just got, players, they will just keep doing this. Reckless Rascals, they're not committing anyone onto the cart just yet, so they're going to push this through, continue tapping the cart, making sure that it is always something on their mind, and Rohan as well, bombing in. He gets off of it for a second. They're just looking to make things happen, and as Tokos, he's fallen down. Ruber's on the low ground for now. Oh no, and it comes in. The batsoup push comes through the moment Tokos falls through to the ground. They will have to deal with it. Regia is alone on the point, will die to Andy Rue, and that is going to be Andy Rue pushing it so close for his team. The Uber of batsoup paraphernalia did fade, and they've actually ended up losing a lot of kills for this mini sentry out for Shy. Is going to do a lot, as Precious and Rohan are both denied for it. And that is a near complete wipe for batsoup paraphernalia. 7 minutes on the clock for Reckless Rascals. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but with the way that batsoup paraphernalia have been playing so far, it is very likely that they get this in.
Which means, of course, as per the game so far, there's no chance that they have.
Yes.
I mean, at this stage, Reckless Rascals again just playing really, really tight here. As I say that, Andy comes in and gets the engineer and the gun. And the heavy.
They get the headshot, they're coming through. Liquid! He can air blast them off, he gets them off! And they get it. Okay, they did it. It wasn't as climactic as, you know, maybe it could have been, but
My goodness. I mean, this game has just been a whole string of, you know, hey, screw the casters. If they say something, let's just do the opposite, so...
Yeah. And, that'll do us for the shout-outs. Now, I do have a few things I need to let you guys know. Because, you know, this is Critscast. You know, this is the Critscast. So you know what you should be doing is you should be on this page that you're on right now, twitch.tv/Critscast, clicking that follow button if you haven't already. And also, if maybe you've, you know, shown up halfway through the game or only watched that last map and want to know how we got here, go to youtube.com/Critscast and also subscribe there, because VODs and other content also gets put there. Also, make sure to follow Critscast on Twitter, as well as going to the Critscast Discord and joining. And also, pick up some merch and have a look at the Critscast Patreon if you are so inclined to do so. We should have some images of the lovely merch on the screen now. I'm not going to lie, I'm a sucker for hoodies, and that Balloonicorn hoodie looks pretty good. I may have to have a look at that after this game, but there's also the posters that you can see there, mugs, stickers, and so on. So definitely go have a look at all of that stuff. I'm Michael, joined by Luggnuts, Connor on the production. We will see you guys for the next cast.
Hi, old beaver! Away!